Another video. Today's video I'm going to be doing is some movie news, and today's movie news we'll be discussing is the Marvel 2028 movie schedule, an update on the upcoming live-action Legend of Zelda movie, that and so much more, so let's get into it. So, a few days ago, on August 6, 2026, we finally got the release date for the upcoming slate of MCU movies, and for 2028. So the first one up is X-Men, which, yes, we are getting a new X-Men movie, a part of the MCU with a different cast of actors, but that movie officially releases on May 5th, 2028. And then the second movie releasing that year is Ghost Rider, starring Ryan Gosling, which releases on July 28th, 2028. And finally, but last but not least, Black Panther 3 on December 15th, 2028. Now, I'm a little skeptical on these movies because, look, do not get me wrong, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was really good in the beginning, and I mean, really good. I mean, Iron Man all the way up to Avengers Endgame were fantastic, but the movies that came out after Endgame have been extremely hit or miss. But I will say, I did rather like the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The next movie news update is on Jurassic Park 8, or Jurassic World 5. It was officially confirmed, according to Deadline, that Gareth Edwards is not returning to direct the next Jurassic World movie, the sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth. And this was announced on August 6th of 2026. Now, when it comes to my thoughts on the Jurassic Park franchise, I know I didn't review the last two movies, but when it comes to the movies, minus the exception of the last two, I do like the first 5 Jurassic Park movies, especially the first two. I mean, Jurassic Park and The Lost World Jurassic Park are both really good movies, and I like Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. I like those movies for what they were, but I gotta be honest, I did not really care for Dominion or Rebirth, so the fact that Gareth Edwards, who directed Rebirth, is leaving the director's chair, that doesn't bother me one bit at all. You know, let the guy move on to other stuff, because I'll be honest, Gareth Edwards did not start off the strongest as a director, but in 2023, he directed The Creator, which was an original sci-fi movie that I really liked. So if he wants to make another original sci-fi movie, I'm all totally game for it, but yeah. From you Jurassic Park fans, and Jurassic Park and Jurassic World fans, what do you think about this news? And honestly, I think it's time to let the Jurassic franchise rest, because mainly out of respect for Sam Neill, who passed away, but I just don't think there's really a lot. I don't think there's much new ideas that you can really do for another Jurassic Park movie. I think you've done pretty much everything you can, but that's just my personal thoughts. Now, the next movie news, speaking of Sam Neill, according to Deadline, this was officially announced by Deadline on August 6th, 2026. It was officially confirmed by Deadline that the live-action The Legend of Zelda movie is one of Sam Neill's final roles, and the film releases on April 30th, 2027. Yes, for those of you guys who do not know, it was announced that we are getting a live-action movie adaptation of The Legend of Zelda, which is, of course, one of the most iconic, popular video game franchises that, was created by Nintendo in the 1980s. And now, I was skeptical at first, but I am a little more confident in this now because Wes Ball, who directed Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I know that movie wasn't for everyone, although I really liked that movie. The director of that movie is directing this, and Nintendo is going to be helping out Sony. I mean, I personally thought that the Mario movies by Illumination were good, but the reason that those movies worked was because Nintendo had a hand in helping them. So, if Nintendo can guide Sony into the right direction, that would be great. And also, they're not... And my main problem with the other terrible Sony movie video game adaptations, like Uncharted, for example. I've only played the first 3 games, but I think that the first 3 Uncharted games are fantastic, but I didn't think that the Uncharted movie was very good, and Tom Holland was not a very good casting choice for Nathan Drake, and many fans of the Uncharted video games did not like the movie because they thought Tom Holland was miscast as Nathan Drake, because Nathan Drake, I've played the games, and I can say, yeah, Tom Holland doesn't quite fit that criteria, but Sony just hired a recognizable actor. But what I like about this upcoming Zelda movie is that they're getting lesser known actors who look the part. So I have confidence that it will be a step up from, garbage like the Until Dawn movie and Uncharted, but I don't know. We'll see. But the fact that Sam Neill is going to have a role in this movie, that's cool. So yeah. The next movie news, on August 6th of 2026, it was announced, according to MovieWeb, the live-action The Jetsons film is officially moving forward in production with Jim Carrey. Now, for those of you guys who do not know what The Jetsons is, The Jetsons is an animated sitcom kids TV show by Hanna-Barbera from 1962 about the Jetson family living in a utopian 21st century. The show follows George, his wife Jane, and their kids Judy and Elroy as they navigate humorous everyday family problems made worse by malfunctioning futuristic gadgets and high-tech life in Orbit City. And it has been a while since I have watched the original cartoon, but I do really like that original TV show. In fact, I should probably revisit that show at some point, but it's been years since I've watched it, but I remember really liking that show, and it was quite a popular show in the 60s, and even now it's still popular. I mean, all these decades later, it's one of their... it's really one of the things that got Hanna-Barbera as big as it is, because, without stuff like the Jetsons, you would not have had Flintstones or Scooby-Doo. You wouldn't have had any of it without that. But the Jetsons is awesome. So the fact that Jim Carrey's gonna star in it in a live-action film version, that to me just sounds awesome, and I cannot wait to see it. And the final movie update today is that this news was officially reported on August 7th, 2026 by website Bloody Disgusting. A new Leprechaun movie is in the works at Lionsgate with Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan writing. Now, when it comes to the Leprechaun franchise, I'm not really a big fan of those movies, but I do think that there is the potential to do a remake of Leprechaun that would be, significantly better. Not only significantly better than the original movie, but I think there's the potential to do a remake that would actually be good and a significant improvement over the previous movies. But anyways, the deadline details, Oren Cools, I think that's how you say the name. I probably butchered that wrong. And Miles, I'm just going to call the two guys Oren and Miles. That's just easier for me to pronounce. But anyways, they are set to produce the new entry. Orion tells the outlet, after producing all the Saw movies and 23 wonderful years at Lionsgate, I am thrilled to be working again with the Lionsgate team, Patrick and Marcus, and my son Miles on a new terrifying way into the rich world of Leprechaun. And like I said, I've never really been a big fan of the Leprechaun franchise, but like I said, I do think there is the potential to do a remake that would be significantly better than the original. I mean, for example, you could do a Terrifier approach. You could honestly do a Terrifier type of approach to Leprechaun, where it's very and basically the Terrifier movies, they're very bloody, a lot of practical effects, but it is mostly serious, but it also does have some dark humor to it, although the humor is not the main focus of it. I think you could do a Terrifier approach. I honestly do think you could do a Terrifier type of approach to Leprechaun and make it work. And the main reason, even though, like I said, I'm not a fan of the Leprechaun franchise, I am kind of curious about this reboot movie I am curious to see how this reboot turns out, mainly because of who's writing it. The two names, Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melter, are really the reasons I'm interested in this. And Marcus Dunstan, if you don't know, he is the guy that directed the 2009 horror movie The Collector and its 2012 sequel, The Collection. And he also wrote and directed those movies, and Patrick was a writer on those movies. And when it comes to the Collector franchise, I absolutely love those movies. The Collector and The Collection, I think, are awesome horror movies. So that team writing this movie does give me some hope that we might finally get a good Leprechaun movie. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you, Leprechaun fans. How do you feel about this news? Or are you like me? Or are you like me to where you are not a fan of the Leprechaun movies and you think there's the potential to do a remake that would do better? Like, are you one of those people who don't like the movies? Are you one of the people very similar to me who are not a fan of the franchise, but you think there's the potential to do a significantly better movie? But yeah, just let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this movie news video, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye now.